For more on Operation Epic Fury, let's welcome Robert Wilkie, the former Undersecretary of Defense, and Lieutenant Colonel Jonathan Conricus, a former IDF spokesperson. Welcome to you both.
Good to see you, Rick.
Good night.
Yeah. Robert, President Trump addressing the nation, I guess it was yesterday morning or
Right.
this morning, and spoke about the potential casualties of American soldiers.
I do not make this statement lightly. The Iranian regime seeks to kill. The lives of courageous American heroes may be lost, and we may have casualties. That often happens in war. But we're doing this not for now. We're doing this for the future, and it is a noble mission.
Robert, your thoughts on the president's words?
Well, absolutely. You have to remind everyone that soldiers, airmen, are not pins on a map. I mean, this is not some half-baked Princeton debating society. This is flesh and blood. But what you are seeing, though, and the colonel can speak to this more eloquently than I am, is traditional Iranian savagery. Not only do they butcher their own people, but their attacks have been primarily against civilian populations, children, women. They've done this across the globe. They particularly targeted Jewish community centers, synagogues, as far away as Argentina. And this is a seminal moment, Rick. You and I have been talking about this for over a month now, that to eliminate this threat not only changes the fortunes of the Middle East, but eliminates the great cog in that axis of evil that we've talked about, Beijing, Moscow, and Tehran. And it certainly cuts down on China's avenues for mischief, and it weakens Russia's ability to commit its own savagery against the people of Ukraine. I mean, real quick, the last attack on Kiev, the mass drone attack, about 290 to 300 of those drones came right from Iran. That's what this regime is. It is the font of terror.
Yeah.
And the sooner it is eliminated, the better for the peace of mankind.
Well, Jonathan, as a former member of the IDF, the Israeli Defense Force, you do know more than most about how despicable a regime Iran is and has been. And the world is reacting now to the U.S. and Israeli strikes on Iran, with Oman condemning the attacks, releasing a statement that reads in part, "Neither the interests of the United States nor the global peace are well served by this. I urge the United States not to get sucked in further. This is not your war." Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so good night. Thanks for having me on. I really agree with the words of the secretary here. I think very well spoken. And I would add that, the Omani position isn't such a surprise, but, we hear what the Saudis are saying, what the Emiratis are saying, and even the Qataris, good buddies of the Iranian regime, and the eternal middlemen, they are all criticizing Iran in sharp words for their aggression, for their regional aggression. So, when you put things into perspective, I think what the U.S. under President Trump and Israel has done, is doing, and will do is no less than historic. This is really changing the future of the Middle East. It has the possibility of, really bringing down a regime that has been chanting death to America for the last 47 years, and not only chanting, but actually taking active steps to undermine American foreign policy, American security interests, American standing in the world. And I think it's very fitting that this regime finally now has faced the consequences of its many years of supporting terrorism and doing very bad things around the world. As an Israeli, we've been at the, receiving end of lots of Iranian aggression, whether it's terror organizations that have been funded and armed by Iran that have been killing our civilians, whether it's rockets that have been fired at our country by Iran or Iranian proxies. And in general, wherever we looked around us, we saw Iranian fingerprints, and we know that the aim of this regime was to destroy Israel. So whether the Omanis like it or not, less important. I think this is a historic moment, and I'm very grateful for the partnership that we have with the U.S.
Appreciate those words, Lieutenant Colonel Conricus. And Robert Wilkie, we got to leave it there. I'm sorry, gentlemen, but thank you very much for staying up late for this show. Appreciate you.
Sure. Thank you, Rick.